Hi guys, welcome to Wrestling Retrospective, and in this video I will be reviewing Impact Wrestling's Against All Odds. So to start the main show, we had the Motor City Machine Guns defeating Ace Austin and Chris Bay representing the Bullet Club. This was a great tag team matchup. Commentary said that Chris Bay and Ace Austin had never teamed together before, which shocked me because they had such good chemistry in the ring together. They were doing just smooth tags, cutting the ring in half. They looked like they've been teaming for years, let alone this being the first time they've tagged together. The match itself was a great example of tag team wrestling. It was really good, fast, smooth, and just really entertaining as a whole. However, I do think the wrong team won in this one. It felt like the Motor City Machine Guns should have put over the younger team. I've noticed that Impact don't put the Bullet Club over a lot, which is surprising because of how much New Japan put the Bullet Club over, especially as Jay White is currently the IWGP World Champion. But either way, it's fine. I appreciate what the Machine Guns have done for tag team wrestling and for Impact as a whole, but I still do feel like they should be putting younger talent over instead of them going over, because it's not going to add to their stuff it's not going to affect them negatively if they lose this match. But yeah, as I said, match was really good, really enjoyed it, and hopefully we get more of Ace Austin and Chris Bay as a tag team in the future, maybe even going for the tag titles at some point. But yeah, this one was really good. Next up, we had the tag team match between Chelsea Green and Gianna Perazzo defeating Mickie James and Mia Yim. I thought it was a really good match. Perazzo and Green seem to make a great tag team, and I 100% see them becoming Knockouts champions in the future. They're a really good example of heel women's tag team wrestling, and I loved it a lot. And I do like the team as well. I think they've got good chemistry, similar to Chris Bay and Ace Austin in the last match. In my opinion, Gianna Perazzo is one of the best women wrestlers in the industry right now. She's up there with Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa. I do feel like she's underappreciated as well, unfortunately, which is a shame. But I think she's very young still to be able to make that buzz and really become one of the top women in Impact, AEW, WWE, wherever her future may lie. I think she's got great potential, and I think it's probably one of my favourite women wrestlers in the industry right now by far. It was nice to see that Mickie James, still so long into her career, has still got it. I don't think she's that old. She might be wrestling old. But yeah, she seems to have still completely got it. She put on a great match and teamed well with Mia Yim. And speaking of Mia Yim, she's got charisma. She's massively over with the crowd. She's brilliant in ring, and I can definitely see her being a future Knockouts champion. Obviously under this name instead of under Jade, who I said it before. But yeah, the match itself really good, really smooth. I think the right team won here with Chelsea Green and Gianna Perazzo, and hopefully they keep them as a team and they can go on to excel in the tag team division or individually in the Knockouts division for the Knockouts Championship. I think they both got great potential, and I see nothing but bright things for the future of Chelsea Green and Gianna Perazzo. So I look forward to seeing what they're going to do. Right, next up was Mike Bailey defending the X Division Championship against Trey McGill. And in my opinion, this was hands down match of the night. They had an X Division classic, and it shows just how the X Division work and how good they really are. From targeting the arms and legs to start the match, from targeting the legs throughout the match, as people Mike Bailey hit like a standing, stud the other way, foot over, knees first, but Trey McGill put his knees up as well, and they just collided legs, and it just looked incredibly uncomfortable for two people who you could see were visibly in agony from the waist down. It was a brilliantly put together match. I bought into it completely. Throughout the match, I didn't know who was going to pick up the win, which makes it all the more enjoyable. And I've not seen much of Speedball Mike Bailey. I know that he was big on the independents in Canada, and Trey McGill I've only seen a couple of times, but both of them really, really impressed me. and I can't wait to see what they do in the future. I feel like Trey McGill, though he lost, could be possibly brought up into the main event picture. Might be looks like he could be a great X Division champion because he really embodies what the X Division is all about, which is really good. As I said, probably match of the night in my opinion. Loved it, and yeah, I mean I'll explain more about match of the night at the end of the video. But yeah, this one really impressed me. Fantastic match. So yeah. Following that, we had Rosemary and Valkyrie defending the Knockouts Tag Team Championships against the Influencers Tanel Dashwood and Giselle Shaw. I think that's how you say her first name, completely unsure. But yeah, I thought this match was okay. It was just very average women's tag team match. Personally, I'm a big fan of Rosemary and I'm a big fan of Valkyrie, so putting them together, I do very much enjoy the team being together. The one thing that I did come out of it was Giselle Shaw kind of put me off. I wasn't very sure about her and her kind of in-ring style, and she seemed to have messed up one of the Influencer's usual finisher. I don't know whether that was supposed to happen or not, with being so inexperienced, teaming with Tanel Dashwood, being like an honorary member of the Influence, and whether she's a permanent member going forward, I'm not sure as well. It seemed that way at the end of the match, but I'm not sure. But I don't know. It seemed to be. I mean, she didn't quite seem to know what she was doing. I don't know much about her. I don't know if she's experienced or anything like that. I'm not sure. But it was just, I don't know. I didn't like the way she was during the match. But yeah, I was happy that Rosemary and Taya retained. I can see, as I said earlier in the video, I can see Perazzo and Chelsea Green going for the Knockouts Tag Team Championships and possibly defeating Rosemary and Valkyrie as well, and kind of having a long run with the championship. I can't see Rosemary and Taya having this for very long. I can even see them breaking up and kind of having their own feud, like how Taya debuted in Impact, however long ago that was. But yeah, I'm not got much else to say about the match itself. It was alright. There was nothing. So the only thing that let it down was Giselle Shaw. I think it would have been better if Madison Rayne could have wrestled, but she's have a broken nose, I think. I don't know, again, whether that's to work or not, I'm not sure. Yeah, as I said, the match was alright. So next up, Team Impact defeated Honor No More. I felt like this match depended a lot on nostalgia with America's Most Wanted. And I don't know, that kind of took away from the match for me, in my opinion. They were making a lot of comments about Chris... Fuck, I forgot his name now. Chris Harris, that's the one. Yeah, it kind of took away from the match a bit because they were kind of all waiting for Chris Harris to come in and start wrestling, etc. Which kind of took away from the match, in my opinion. I'd also I feel like Honor No More losing this match wasn't the best idea. I feel like they should have definitely won this. I'm worried that they're going to go down the same route of a group attacking a lot of people, causing a lot of, well, I won't say chaos, but causing disorder, and then losing at pay-per-views. It just doesn't make any sense. It just makes them so much less of a threat. My mind just easily compares them to the Hardy Family Office on AEW, Retribution on WWE. Just groups that have come together, they want to take over but lose all the time, and it just makes them less threatening, and yeah, it just doesn't make any sense, and they're going to end up being booed and stuff like that over time because they'll just keep losing and there'll be no point. They're not a threat, they're just people that come in, attack people and then lose, which just seems a waste of all their talent. Kenny King, Mike Bennett, Eddie Edwards, PCO, all great talent, but being almost wasted in this group, even though the group makes perfect sense with Ring of Honor, with them leaving Ring of Honor and with Eddie turning on Impact. The group as a whole makes perfect sense. It's just a shame that they don't win anything. As I'll say later on, I think Eddie Edwards could be challenging for the World Championship. With them behind him, could make him a real big threat for this World title. But unfortunately, that's not the case. But yeah, as I said, it was disappointing in a way of the nostalgia effect and the fact that, in my opinion, the right team lost. Next up, we had Moose defeating Sami Callahan in a Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. I think that having Raven on commentary was a great idea. His definitions of fun, it was really hilarious throughout. Everything, like, the more sadistic it got, the more Raven kind of weirdly and said how fun it was, which made it even more entertaining. He added to the match. But the match itself, it was a surprising result. I wasn't expecting Muse to win this one. I would have put my house on Sami Callahan walking out the winner, but due to Steve somebody, I can't remember his last name off my top of my head, etc., costing Sami Callahan the match. Just some brutal moves throughout, from Moose getting stapled in the dick to getting pile driven on top of Lego, and then straight after being pile driven on glass. It was absolutely brutal, and I loved it. You know, these violent matches, bloody and look awful. I love them kind of matches. You know, I love ECW. You know, Monsters Ball. This match. You know, anything that just people end up being bloody messes afterwards, I'm fully behind. I think this one, in my opinion, it wasn't quite match of the night, but it was a close second, in my opinion. And major respect to Moose for being stapled in the cock and taking those power drivers, because, well, I probably would, you know, just for the fans alone. But I think just respect him completely for taking them, because I know there are wrestlers out there that wouldn't. You know, there's not enough words to describe how this match went down. I think the finish was a bit off, having Callahan be pinned after just a baseball bat followed by a wire to the head. You know, knowing how Callahan is, it just feels like he would go down after way more than that. But overall, it was really good, and as Raven said, it was fun, and I loved it. So following that was Jordynne Grace defending the Knockouts Championship against Tasha Steele. I thought it was a great match. Admittedly, I've not seen much of Tasha Steele. She impresses me every time I see her, though. Like, I've seen matches on Impact and over on YouTube, but I've also, during the Queen in the Mountain match, she really impressed me as well at Slammiversary. And the way she targeted Grace's knee from the get-go and continuously went after it was a great heel tactic. I think she's always been a really good heel. Whenever I've seen her, she's played heel, and it's been fantastic. As for Jordynne Grace, I think she gets a decent run with the title. She had a decent run last time, losing it to Gianna Perazzo in a great match a few years ago at Slammiversary. But yeah, I think she's got plenty of women to be able to defend it against. You know, Tenille Dashwood, Mia Yim, Chelsea Green, a rematch with Perazzo, all come to mind, and I really look forward to seeing how she is as a champion and the fantastic matches she puts on. Again, she's probably one of my favourite women in Impact. So yeah, I do look forward to seeing how her title run plays out. As for Tasha Steele, she's got plenty going for her. I mean, I'm sure she'll find something to do over on Impact. Whether it's a feud with, I can't remember what her lackey's name is now, but they could do a turn that way. And there's also plenty of women for her to feud with as well. So I can't see her getting lost in the shuffle or anything like that. But yeah, this one, really good match, and a great way for Jordynne Grace to get her first title defence underway. And finally, in the main event, we had Josh Alexander defending the Impact World Championship against Joe Doering. And honestly, I didn't really enjoy this match very much. Personally, I thought it was very slow, very stiff. There was like a lot of ploddering along. I understand that Joe Doering is a former world champion in Japan. I don't know if it's maybe his age, but it was just, I don't know, it was very slow. I didn't really like it that much. As for Josh Alexander, it was good. Title defence for him, get that name under his belt. But I look forward to seeing what he does next. There's plenty of people that he can be defending the World Championship against, from, you know, Trey McGill, Rich Swann maybe. I think Eddie Edwards would be a great match for him, especially with Honor No More. If they can use Honor No More against it a bit better than how Violence by Design went behind Eric Young, I think it could be really good. But yeah, I said I'm not really got much to say about this one with it. I said I just didn't really enjoy it that much for a main event. I feel like Josh Alexander could have faced someone a lot better. As it's nothing against Joe Doering, I just think it might have been an age thing, I'm not sure. But it was just very slow. You know, I found myself getting very distracted. Instead of keeping a full eye on the match, it didn't kind of clench my investment that much. which is a shame with it being the main event. But honestly, that's how I feel about it. So yeah, looking forward to more of Josh Alexander and what comes next for him though. So those were my thoughts and opinions on Impact Wrestling's Against All Odds 2022. Do comment below how you felt about the pay-per-view, and also any feedback you've got for me, for the channel, anything like that. It'd be well appreciated in the comments below. Of course, hopefully it won't be too negative, but if it is, it's okay, I'll take it on board. The match of the night was, again, Mike Bailey versus Trey McGill. What I'm going to do with them is I'm going to keep a log of what they are for every pay-per-view or event. Then what I'll do is in December, or at least at the end of the year, I will kind of put a list together, maybe, of what my favourite matches of the year were, or for, in this part, half a year, as I've kind of been off the channel for a while. But yeah, for the rest of the year, I will put on what my matches of the night are. I'll then kind of make a list of my favourite matches at the end of the year, as I said. And also, with Money in the Bank, I will be bringing a review video out tomorrow. I've not had time to rewatch it yet. I'm going to do it tonight. So tomorrow, on the channel tomorrow will be the Money in the Bank review. And then after Money in the Bank, I think the next event is SummerSlam. So it'll be a while before there's another video, but I could do something between. Do leave a comment down below if there's any videos you want me to do, maybe like a list video or a tier list video, anything like that would be pretty cool. But for now, I will leave you guys. Please do like, subscribe, notification, share, etc. Anything like that. I've also started a Facebook page as well. It's called the Wrestling Retrospective YouTube channel, where I'm going to put posts up there. I might to give my opinions on what's happened in the news, if it's really important, or if I've missed anything for the channel. Like on Friday night, I put a predictions video out for this event because I completely forgot to make a video for it. But yeah, for now, I will see you guys tomorrow for the Money in the Bank review. So I'll see you later.